Right, everybody, I bring you without further ado, Vegge, commentated by Chrome Cobra, doing us some beautiful Mega Man 2. Love to see it. Take it away, my man.
All right, how's it going, everybody? I'm Vegge, joined by Chrome Cobra on comms. We're going to be doing a little bit of Mega Man 2 Buster only, normal difficulty. Are you in there, Chrome?
I am. I'm ready for this.
Awesome. I'm super excited. Thank you all for having me. And without further ado, we're going to get into this. I'm going to count it. Thank you. I'm going to count it down in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, as we start this run, we are going to be going into Crashman stage. He has a zip that you can do here in Buster only. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but it is sometimes difficult to set up. It does have a sub-pixel setup. We're going to try for the first attempt. We may not get it. If so, that's okay. We have many more attempts to go. This is a beautiful stage. My favorite music in the game. I'm not sure about anybody else. There's the pixel setup, and alright, sub-pixel may not have been right on that. We're going to retry it by grabbing this ladder at a specific spot. There it is. And the sub-pixel sometimes is just a little bit hateful. This is one of those runs where when you're going for a PB, it is definitely a reset heavy start to this. In a marathon event like this, it is not. So it is a little bit tedious. It's very quick to get up there to get set up. You need to shoot the guy underneath you so you don't take damage when you fall, but you've got to get it quick enough that the guy in the upper right doesn't get it. And there it is. You notice he zipped. He flipped the sides of the screen, and now he's going to kind of walk through this messed up rendition of the stage, carefully jumping over these guys, grabbing the invisible ladder. He's going to walk 2 screens to the right, drop down, and this death actually puts him past the checkpoint. You're playing through the stage, the screens just aren't actually changing to how the game is supposed to match up. This death puts you at the checkpoint, and therefore you restart here. It's a lot quicker time-wise. I'm not sure the exact time, but as Vegge see right there, he went through it nicely. Unfortunately, we don't have any items for this vertical climb. It's, all Mega Man through the entire game. The only time you will see a menu change is once we get to Wily. Otherwise, we won't be seeing any pausing. Maybe a pause buffer here and there to help a jump, but a very clean, very fun run. Very, very difficult run. We'll see as he starts this climb up right here. He's got to do a quick little wiggle to situate the birds on the right side.
This is what I like to call the ladder sim section of the game. Just climbing ladders. Boop. Alright, we made it.
There we go. Very nice. Got some very little tight jumps coming through here to Crashman. Now the Crashman fight coming up, it's a really fun run to watch in the Buster only. There's a little dance you'll see him doing over Crash where he'll jump and he'll shoot to get Crash to jump at the right time to meet his bullet in the air. He'll run underneath and then try to fire it back as he's coming down. Yeah, like this beautiful little dance, shoot him up, shoot him down. You can out damage him in the race as long as you've got enough health. And there it is. Tough little fight to learn when you're first starting out. Everybody usually just air shooters them, and it takes 2 to 3 hits depending on which one you're playing. A lot more tedious to pick up and get his pattern down comfortably with the Buster only. Vegge knows that. Great job with it. Very nice. Now we move into Woodman. Woodman is a very difficult fight. The stage can chew up a large amount of health as you're going through it if you're not careful. You do have to play this a little slower than some of the other ones, particularly when you get to the monkey and the bird with the flying eggs part. Everybody knows that part is terrible. You want to get through it with as much health because you want to take a hit or 2 off of wood possibly to get in close. You don't want to take the hits, but you need to account for them because it's never going to go perfect. Woodman hits hard, but he also takes quite a bit of shots to get through, and you have to get close to him to get your shots in through his shield to get him killed faster. So sometimes we step a little close and hit him, and when he does hit you, he does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, basically in this
Nice
stage.
dog,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, got a sec
go
for me.
Yes, sir.
Quilling all the fish. Thank you, Quill. Got a donation in. $10. This is gonna hurt me as much as it's gonna hurt you, but they said, what can I say about this run other than you? Rockman.
I appreciate it, Quill.
Oh, I like it.
That's right.
Yeah, so here's the part we were talking about. This is a very difficult part to get through while trying to conserve health between the monkeys dropping. You see, he's trying to bait them into jumping a little bit early and then smacking them down. He got through that pretty good for the most part.
Yeah,
So it's
this
very
stage is
to get
hard.
through there.
You essentially
Yeah.
have to get to the boss with half health or you just can't do it. That's the gist of it. Ooh,
And
or
they
it's
make
very,
it hard
very
to get there
difficult.
with that half health.
Yeah.
Fantastic jumps over those guys. The Robbits, I believe it is. Very hard to get over those guys without taking a hit.
Yeah, we played it a little bit safe there, because if I get hit, I'm in trouble. So we're good. We're good for the boss, but one more hit would have made it about twice as difficult.
So you'll notice when he gets in here, he will be jumping in close to get his buster inside of the leaf shield, but not hitting Mega Man himself. Here we go. So whoever programmed that obviously wasn't thinking of that, and that's why you need a lot of health when you come into this. Very nicely done. Look at that, looking good over here.
Oh yeah. Heading off to Metal Man next. Another notoriously difficult stage, Buster only.
Yeah, these choppers at the beginning, they're a little bit of a hassle to get through. I mean, you've got to tank the damage because you're not going to sit there and wait for each individual chopper. So you're going to want to run through them. Thankfully, there's an E-tank at the very beginning here that will help alleviate some of that health he's going to lose right here. We're hoping for 2 hits, but chances are it could be 3. It's
Ooh.
very, very difficult.
Right.
But I like it. I mean,
We're off
Oh,
the script.
yeah, there
We're
we
off
go.
the script. We're just waiting these out. That's
now we
okay.
just run. Yeah, there you go.
We're waiting
Very
on
nice.
those. Alright, we're good. We're back to normal.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get through that. In this section right here also, there is a very specific way. This is an entirely scripted part right here. If you jump in the right spots and do what you need to do, you can come through that part the exact same way every single time. You get off by a single jump, it goes completely crazy and it reverberates for the rest of the stage because then, you know, everything just kind of seems to fall apart for the stage once that one little thing goes wrong. But if you get through it just as good as he did, it makes you feel so much better about the rest of it. That jump he just did there underneath the, I call it the clown gear. Very difficult jump too. Very nice to see that come through. Very clean Metal Man stage. I like it. Chompers, like I said, they're notorious for doing what they do. They're never going to be friendly to you. Great job.
Appreciate it.
And here we go. So you could actually step into Metal Man. If you didn't do anything, Metal Man will not do anything either. You can just sit here and have a staring contest for days. He won't actually react till you start shooting, and he kind of reacts to what you're doing and how he's throwing it. So he's got pretty specific heights he'll jump out. You see game time's going to try to hit those spots. He does have the E-tank here to use those. Metal gets wild sometimes. He likes to throw a lot of blades.
Yeah, that boss can get very out of control very quick.
When he starts throwing the 3 at a time, it gets really hard to dodge all this, especially when the conveyor starts coming towards him. It's like, oh, you gotta try to jump away and turn around and shoot. Yeah, it's hard.
We're headed off
We're
to
gonna get
Heatman
to
next.
Heatman?
Heatman next.
So what's your favorite music in this game, Vegge?
I'm a big fan of Bubble. That's like a hot take, I feel, but when I think of Mega Man 2, I think of Bubble Man. Bubble Man and then
like that.
Woodman.
Love the music, hate the stage. I can relate with that. Doing these beautiful little short hops here to stay on the front edge of these last ones so he can get the shortest jump underneath that last one. If you jump too high, you do hit that guy. And you've got to scramble to jump up out of the lava. But very nicely done getting under him without taking damage. And everybody's favorite part of Mega Man, the Yoku blocks. This is one of the things that makes this run difficult, is you have to be good with these guys. Like, there's no getting around it. There's no items to help you. There's just you and knowing where they're going to be, where they need to be, where you need to be. Look how he's getting through it nicely here. Beautiful timing with it also. Here they come. We're going to see him jump from this first ledge here and kind of loop himself into that block. It helps get a head start on these and bypasses having to wait on the, I believe it's the third block. So the first two will pop out, but then there's a hesitation. So if you keep walking towards that ledge and clip into it right, you can just keep walking through the entire thing and don't have to worry about waiting. Look at that, done like a champ. Yoku who?
Yeah, the little Yoku clip there, that's one of the harder things to learn for Buster Only, because you don't see that in any other category. Usually with the items you just fly over all that, but you can't do that in Buster Only.
And definitely taking damage boost off the mech guy there at the end. You don't want to have to sit and fight him. Lots of health in those guys. Here with Heatman, who has 3 different charges, the 30, 60, and 90 frames. So he's not really sure exactly when he's going to charge. He can guess a little bit once it goes on. If it's, you know, once it's past a certain time, he can kind of guess. But up until then, it's kind of, you know, random which one he's going to choose, and can really chew into the time on it. Just a little delay that Heatman does can throw it off enough where you'll be expecting to jump and then he charges and you're kind of stuck in midair with nowhere to fall. That kind of puts you, because you do take the damage boost before getting there, so there's not a lot of hits. He does a lot of damage like every other boss when you body him up. The projectiles you won't see so much. You'll see it on Quickman too when we get there. If you want to take a hit, you want to get hit by whatever they're shooting, and you don't want to be touching them. It's really bad in this run in particular because you've got to shoot all the bosses so much more than you ever would with any of their weaknesses. Bubble Man here, this is a beautiful stage. His favorite music, see how he does with it.
Ooh. We're good. We're off script, but we're good. Swag.
There we go. You ain't gotta worry about these little frogs. They're hateful sometimes. Nice mashing through the first two though. It's really difficult to keep your pace to that first two, or all 3 of them, and mashing them down. They take 5 shots each, and to hit them while you're jumping, it's hard. Alright, here goes our zip setup for Bubble Man. He will be pause buffering. So Mega Man will fall a little further right than he will fall down. So if you pause buffer is just right, you can stick yourself up into the ceiling and then A-trigger yourself like you would see in the any % run. This is one of the 2 major zips that you can do Buster Only. Very exciting too. To be able to pull that off in a Buster Only run, it's just satisfying to be able to do that with no items. You just get yourself in the right place. Makes short work of the stage. It avoids having to fight the first big fish, having to damage boost past him, run through the hallway of spikes. Those jumps are never fun. You're always going to miss one. So you just bypass all that. Why even deal with it? Here's another little dance we'll see with Bubble Man, who also takes quite a few shots, 14 I believe. He will jump right just before he touches the ground to avoid his spears, and then shoot him as he goes up and shoot him as he floats down.
So far, so good. We get the delayed warp out on that. For some reason in Bubble, it's a lot longer before you exit the stage than any other stage. I blame the water, but who knows?
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. They say sound travels faster through water. Why can't he teleport out faster? Something's kooky with Dr. Light's mechanics. Flash Man.
Also a very good song. I like this song a lot too.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good one. For a lot of our runs on the any % or normal zippers, this is the first stage for a lot of people. So a lot of people listen to this song a lot, maybe more so than maybe any other Mega Man 2 song for all the resets we've all done on it.
Yeah, when you're playing zipless or when you're learning, this is typically the first stage you do, and then that changes as you get better and stuff. There's better routes you can take, but it's one of the easier stages, so that's why I kind of do it later in the run for Buster only. I get the hard ones out of the way and then go easy. Oop.
It also knows it does have the ice physics on this stage too. I'm not sure how Time Stopper got lined up with ice physics. But this stage is very slippery. Notice he does little small jumps. The jumps will stop any forward momentum he has, so he does use that to make sure he gets to his jumps where he needs to. I call this the world's most difficult jump, that one he just did. That is very good, getting up there, jumping to the left and then hopping back off quick enough. It's one of those, they're just hateful. You don't want to miss it.
Good
Just
enough.
pepper down Flash. Look at that, beautiful. He's running at you. He's another one when you shoot and he will jump. So you want to try to shoot to where he's going to be and not necessarily where he's at. So the shots you saw him doing there, they were put there because he knew Flash was going to be there, and his iframes were going to be wore off when he got to that spot. So you got to kind of account for both. Good shots on it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a boss that has a rhythm as well.
Fast. Yeah, it's tough to get that one quick when you want it to.
Certainly. Yeah, that one's not too bad because if you come from like any percent or zipless with Mega Man 2, you already know how to do that because typically you play Flash first where you don't have any items. So, yeah, that's one of the strats that transfers over.
Yes, another one for Quick too. We're so used to fighting him with our Buster that the boss fight really doesn't change in this fight, or Airman. A lot of people do Buster down Airman. So yeah, the next couple of boss fights are going to be your standard fight. The stage will not be. Like I said, there's nothing to use here to get across. These cloud platforms, they're so slow to get across and Buster on. You sit here, you try to keep yourself from getting bored, so you notice him doing some high-low jumps to the side, like, what is he doing? It's just a cure for boredom.
We're just goofing. It's not as scary as it looks.
Except for this jump right here. You'll notice he's going to let that cloud get as far as he can to the right. And here we go. We're going to do a little pause buffer to reset his thing, similar to what we did in Bubble Man, to get him over to that ledge, because we don't want to wait for the cloud to go around. It might be slow in the middle, but we can speed it up at the end. These gremlins that he's coming up to here with the horns, we're going to take 2 little quick damage boosts to get over these. There's a tiptoe thing that you can do, but it is super difficult and very easy to die right there. Not marathon friendly. And here goes the bird. So you're going to see him right here. He's got the wiggle with the birds. Whoa, the egg missed the platform, but we might barely miss the despawn right there. There's a good little despawn you get, this, but it will not affect him. He's got this. Look at that. Taking the birds down very nicely. You can wiggle the bird around behind you to get the smaller birds following you, and it'll cause the second fan guy to despawn if you can hit it right. Not necessary, doesn't really save much time. Very swaggy looking though. But also very, very hard to hit. Very tight window. You notice he took a little damage boost off that second phase of the tornadoes. When you take the damage boost there like he did, it lets you get up real close to Airman so you can peg out a few more shots on him.
Yeah, that Airman fight can get out of control pretty quick too. If you're low on health, I was fine going into it, but most fights really in Mega Man 2 Buster only can get really out of control really quickly.
Yeah, if he gives you 3 patterns where you can't really get the shots to him, you can't boost over to him, he's hit you 3 times, you're low on health, it's like, this ain't the day for this Airman, what are you doing?
So for this next stage, Quick Man coming up, this stage is rather difficult, and I use a lot of sound cues, so I'm actually going to turn my headset down a little bit, if you could do the comms, Cobra.
Yes sir.
Cool, thank you.
Quick man stage, everybody knows the stage for the lasers. Again, we don't have any option to use here. There's no zipping through it. There's no flash to stop it. We just got to depend on the blue bomber and his trusty little buster. We don't even have Rush in this game yet. He's a whole on. But he's going to get past these first two pretty quick. Going down the left side. So these fire guys coming up through here, these guys are very hard to run down like he did there and keep up the same pace. They take quite a bit of shots. I believe it's 5 to knock them out. He got through that on a good pace. So here it comes. So he's going to take a drop right here. He's going to jump back up to the left and try to squirrel his way around. You're going to notice him bopping his head on certain platforms here, so to help him drop a little bit quicker. Mega Man does fall faster if you jump off the edge. So it gives him a little bit of an advantage, like this one right here. It'll help him squirrel around that and get here and get started. Got through the lasers very nice. We're going to get down here and take 2 damage boosts to the mechs. The first one, we'll take 1 off the bullet right here. And this one, like I said, they're just 2 chunky monkeys, and we don't want to be taking too much damage from them. A little bit of health taken away there that we didn't want. That'll be okay. Quick Man's going to give us 3 patterns. He has a low, a middle, and a high one to start out with. So he gives us the middle one here. So if you want to get hit, you want to get hit off the boomerangs. Oh, very nice.
I cannot lie. I did not expect to get out of that alive. So
dude, that was good. Beautiful.
Usually if you take a second hit,
nice.
If you take a second hit on your way to that corridor, there you usually can't do it. You're only supposed to take 2 damage boosts through there, but it's good. We did it. So we're off to Wily.
Yeah, that was a nice job. A nice recovery. Because usually you're expecting him to run to the right after he does his initial jump. I noticed he got stuck on that left wall. That's when you don't react to it quick enough, and he takes Mega Man's hitting those body shots like we were talking about. He said you don't want to touch the bosses. Here we are into Wily 1, the best music in the game according to a majority of the Mega Man 2 guys. Probably a majority of the Mega Man people all together. This is the song this game is known for. Kicks off hard. The birds start dropping right from the get-go. There we go. We got his wiggle in here to get the birds behind him. So they're going to keep the other birds from spawning in front of him. Looks like this time, one of the rare times that they actually didn't follow him too good.
Yeah, I have no idea why that happened. I've never seen that.
Yeah, they all just started flying down. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, so you're not allowed to use any items on here except for what you absolutely need to have to get through it. And Wily's the first time we see the menu in the game. We haven't even had a chance to check this out. Ooh, look at that, the corner jump. Very smooth. A lot harder than he made it look. But yeah, you're not allowed to use like item 3 to climb up the walls right here. You're not allowed to use the item 1 to get to this ladder quicker. You're not allowed to use anything unnecessarily. This is 100% buster only until you can. So notice right there, he doesn't use one because it would negate the entire run. We've all had that moment where we've accidentally thrown one right there coming up to that ladder. It's like, no! I've just wasted 25 minutes of my life. So yeah, you learn not to do that pretty quick. We got our Dopey Dragon. I call it Peach Dragon. It always reminds me of the little dragon, or the big dragon, I guess, we used to watch in that movie in school back when we were kids. Kind of got that Dopey, you expect him to be, I don't know, Pete, when he's coming up behind you. Got the little, like, I call Heat Man, I always call him John Arbuckle because he looks like he belongs in a Garfield cartoon. So does Dopey Dragon. He's got the eyes straight for it, like him and Odie could be hanging out one day. Nice job mashing him down.
Yeah, that's not a good place to die either, so it's one of those
That
things
sets you back a
that
lot.
you never expected, but every now and again you'll get a good run going and then die there and you're just like, man.
And there's he can hit you and knock you off the platform. He can touch you as a dragon himself if you try to get too close, which is an instant death. It's not even a health thing, it's just gone. Like I said, it sets you back halfway down the stage. You got to climb back up the ladder. You got to use more item 1s than you wanted to use. Like, it's a little bit of a time sink. It's a dangerous fight, jumping over the blocks. he made it look incredibly easy, but it's hard to keep that momentum over the blocks because there is a lot of lag that dragon brings. As the item 2 across the spikes right there, nobody's trying to get through that, thank goodness for the item 2 in this game. But that would be it, minus the item 3 to scale a wall here later. He's coming to a part where you're going to have to start mashing down a lot of these drills. They take a lot of shots, they do a decent amount of little damage. You don't want to take too many hits from them. Luckily we got a health drop right there. Because you want to damage boost through some of these top chompers as you're coming through to speed it up. But they also do a lot of damage, so you can't afford to take hits you don't need to be hit. Like there, he's taking a damage boost to get through that one. He's going to try to sneak in between these two. Beautiful. Super hard to get in between those two guys. But he got through it, gives him a little bit extra health. Oh, look at the swag drop. He did it. He said, I don't care. I don't care. Very nice.
Ooh.
Not recommended to do at home.
Yeah, don't try that at home.
Yeah, if you don't have, if you're not ready for it, that will kill you. And like I said, that's another place you don't want to die. Very, very swaggy to pull it off in a marathon event. I like it. So he knows where these guys are going to come out at, so he's carefully avoiding where they're coming out at and kind of putting them into the spot he wants to. A little bit manipulative, so you can kind of jump where you can get them and shoot them into where they're not going to come up on you. Great job. Here we have the shortest stage in the game coming up, Guts Man. We will be going through Wily Sewers, so if you have to take a bathroom break, this is probably a good time. This stage is quick.
Yeah, let me just chime in real quick.
Yes, sir.
We're at $1,075 out of our stated goal of reaching 3,000. We'd love to see some of that happen this weekend. Thank you for everybody who is chipping in. And just a quick reminder, we're doing this for Save the Children, so save the frames, do some wonderful, sweet runs, and donate. We got the polls, we got the targets. You can click yourself through there. Thank you to our runners who give us wonderful entertainment. Back to you.
Thank you for, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Donate to a good cause. Fall through the spikes here is very, very nice.
I got extremely close to that last set of spikes.
Oh,
so.
Dude. My breath went away. I was like, oh my god, he's hitting it. He's not hitting it. He's hitting it. I was like, ooh. Here's Guts Man. You see Guts Man in most other Mega Man games, out of all the bosses they chose to bring back, I'm glad it was Guts Man for his other reiterations. I love the Guts tank. It's so nostalgic to see him from a kid. That first moment you see him, you're like, oh my god, that's him from part 1. Look at him. So it's nice to see that they did that. They're still doing a Yellow Devil type of thing. I love his character design. It's so nice. And here we go.
Yeah, you know where we're at. Anybody who's ever seen Mega Man 2 knows where we're at.
Yeah, the chill start here. Again, we don't have any items to make these climbs, so we are just climbing up the ladders. Slow climb. We got the holes in the floor coming here. Again, we can't use items to find them. Used to be able to as kids. We could take bubble lead and throw these down and find out where the holes were, but luckily he knows where they are. Doesn't even have to worry about that. Getting through his vertical section. So here, as he's coming up into the next section with these spikes, he's going to be taking a damage boost through the first one, and you're going to see him walk through the spikes. But the iframes will keep him safe. As long as he jumps out in time, we'll be A-okay. Getting it dropped off the ladder. Here it goes. Boop. Take a little bump there for safety. Sometimes you can undershoot that jump and land yourself into the spikes, and then there's nothing you can do. It's just take the death. So it's nice to take that long jump, bump him, and know you're going to be okay. Again, this is another kind of long swirling room where this one we're forced to wait for the platform. In other runs, you're able to use different items, item 1, item 2, to kind of scroll your way around here. And he's going for the jumper. We're going to pause buffer over that to give us that little forward momentum we've used a couple other times. And again, right here, beautiful. Mega Man doesn't fall that far to the left, but you can help him make it. Back to the mechs. We're going to try to be taking damage boost off of their shots and not actually off of the mechs. Again, we don't want to hit the mechs. They do insane amounts of damage. So the mechs will only shoot if you are level with them when they're on the, when they hit the floor. If you're on the floor, they'll shoot on the same level. Otherwise, if you happen to jump, they won't shoot. We want them to shoot, so we got to make sure that we're there with them. Here it is. This is Boo Beam. This is the nightmare for anybody who's ever played this game. Beautiful shot on the left. You've got to hit that double shot on the left. You're also going to have to hit this double shot on the right. Not nearly as important because you can go up and around. He's opting to play it safe right here. You can put that shot too high and miss the bottom wall and be forced to reset. Nicely done.
Yep, that's the scariest part about doing this run. Especially for a marathon setting.
Quick. Yeah, super quick too. Super quick. You don't have any extra shots. You could try to damage boost, but chances are you're maybe fairly low on health, so you don't want to have to rely on it. And where you have to shoot the one extra wall in the beginning because we're not allowed to use item 1s, it restricts you to what you can do. If you miss one, you're in really, really, really bad shape. Again with a crash dance here. One of my favorite parts about the boss fights is this fight in particular.
Alright.
I hate his stage. I hate his boss fight. So it's nice to be able to just beat him in his own game. We will not be one-shot Metal Man today. He's notorious for being able to take one shot from his own weapon. Not today, he's going to need 14. So this is a different Metal Man than what a lot of people may be used to at this point in the game. He's still as deadly as he ever is. No easy medals in this fight. Here's our buddy Quick. He tried to give it to us last time to see if we can get some redemption. Oh, he just went straight to running. You usually see him do a few little jumps in between there. A little bit odd on his end. Alright, we're going into Bubble here. Another little dance. Not too dissimilar from the crash dance in that you want to manipulate his shots and how you get around it, but we got enough health here. We're just going to try to tank it down and out-damage him. Yeah, the bubbles really do a lot of damage. They can tank you down a little bit. He's A-okay. He's got this health drop going on. He knows he can take down Woodman. Look at him beat his chest. He's beating his chest for nothing. Remember, folks, you can't intimidate those who are as good as Vegge is here. Beautiful fights. The second row of leaves never even had a chance. Which is good to get that health back and save it because, again, Airman here can give you unfavorable patterns, which he did right there. He was able to boost up a little bit to get this shot in. Third pattern is definitely the hateful one.
Yeah, when you're routing this for like a PB or whatever, you're trying not to pick up the health because they're slow. I'm just doing that for safety reasons for the marathon, but ideally, like, you would pick up maybe one. Like, you're pretty much trying to route this without having to pick those up.
Yeah, he's the one I go for on mine because I'm usually already at him with the last shot, and I can. I think I got him as my 5th guy that I fight, so it's like a little bit past the middle. Yeah, I say Flash for last. Nice little easy fight. He knows the pattern. He knows where Flash is going to be. Just jump, shoot at the right time, and you can knock him out real easy. Not as easy as he made it look, but yeah, it's a great fight. Nice one to end up on. This, however, is an entirely different animal. Goodness gracious, look at that mashing. Oh, that is not that easy, folks. Goodness.
That was a gold.
You gotta hit.
I got live split up. That was a gold.
Nice. I was gonna say it is not that easy. You have to hit those shots at the peak of his jump. If you're just a little bit low, it will ping off. Then you've got to wait for that buster shot to get off screen before you can actually fire more. Superb job. Daggone, that was fast. I like it. Nessie did a little pause buffer there to get him up against the right wall. This gets him ahead of the actual screen, where he can just walk through this and not have to wait on the lava, acid. I don't really know. I'm just assuming this in a volcano that's leaking through the ceiling.
We call it goo.
Yeah, but they do. The goo.
We're going to be coming up on time on the last hit on this guy. Just so people know.
Yeah, 20 seconds or so.
Yeah. If it goes right, maybe 15, 20 seconds. The screen will start flashing.
Like every other boss, there is damage boosting off his actual shot.
That's time.
You do not want to touch the alien. Beautiful. Nicely done. 35:07.
Nice.
Nicely done.
That's not too shabby for a marathon. That's really good.
GG, everyone. This was great. Thank you, Vegge. Thank you, Chrome. I didn't even want to interrupt. This was a doozy. This was a rush. Thank you for, giving us a good time for Speed Docs-a-thon. And if you got anything to plug, this is your moment.
Okay. I do speedruns under Vegge, and I stream under Game Time Podcast and run a little podcast about these games. Thank you so much for doing this, Chrome, as well. I really appreciate it. And shout out to the whole Mega Man 2 community. Buster Only is a very underrepresented run, and it's a small community, but it's a good one. That's it.
You'll have to hear
I just want to say thanks to you guys for allowing him to run. Appreciate it. I had a good time.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Wonderful. That's what we love to see. All right. With that, thank you again. We'd love to have you back. And we'll take it to intermission and be back with you in just a second with coming up, Derek GNC with Chrono Trigger.